Good evening. So 1, 2, 3. That's the beginning of the recording of the master plan. Unlimited power. All right. So, I don't know. I was watching Farsight, Spotlight, the Spotlight of September, and I'll edit it in. And in there, Courtney says like, Dr. Courtney Brown says like, there has to be an uprising from below up. So I don't understand anything of that. I have to be honest, I didn't come up with it. But it passed my thoughts. So, but somebody once told me my thoughts are not my own, and I've been struggling with that saying. and some thoughts are my own, I think. Actually, I didn't think at that moment. but there's more to it. Some thoughts are your own, some thoughts aren't. And if you think that they aren't, then the medical term is psychosis. But then again, there are shamans and regular people that, for example, hear somebody speak in their mind that has recently passed away. So like a loved one that says, goodbye, I'll be back next time. And I'm not gonna say that because I'm sane. Even though I said it, I'm trying to explain telepathy, so it's and I wanted to make it beautiful. Yes. So I don't know why, but this Illuminati thing, I don't like it. The humans have deemed it not good, but it's still on the $1 bill for a reason. And where is my $1? Here I have $1 and there's like a B and an R. and there it is, this in God we trust, I think. And so I never read Solomon. I didn't read the Bible. No, I've listened to Genesis, but I didn't came to King Solomon because I had the same idea that if it's good for all people, then it includes me also. And it's like in the Bible they say like the knowledge for guiding my people is what Solomon somehow said. And so I said like I have no, I don't want an enemy of humankind. I want to be the friend of humanity. And so the best friend nowadays are dogs. Dogs in reverse is God. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking back because Courtney Farsight always sparks these memories I have from adventures in the mind, and I know that when you didn't study remote viewing, you think they're loony bins when I say that, but those that have studied remote viewing take me very serious. And so, so I'll try to be careful. I don't think there's any secrets in my mind. Maybe what I do after, but but, but some things are right out dangerous that go on in my mind. I don't like to go there. I like to think of the good things that happened, which was this drawing. And, and was like a way for easily helping humanity to believe in something more. So a lot of people are depressed because they can't dream anymore. They in the same nightmare day after day. And I used to watch Avatar, The Last Airbender, and I'm like, well, wouldn't it be great if you could airbend or earthbend or firebend or waterbend? And I'm like, there's nothing impossible in this universe. But it's easier if a lot of people study it, because then the knowledge flourishes. And so there is aerokinesis, air telekinesis, and telekinesis in itself. So technically speaking, we can now move like light objects, but in 100 years, maybe they'll move a big rock, and maybe in a 1,000 years they'll be like, you know. So yeah, it's not impossible. uh, on Farsight, Dr. Courtney Brown said like they are not willing to do game, because I want to make a video game, and where you like have the abilities to fireband, rock band, or telekinesis to the extreme. Then I would give a chance to learn it, so that the people are excited to learn something they thought was previously impossible. So or either I misunderstood it, what Dr. Courtney Brown said, that's not what he meant by game. I don't know, I don't know a lot, but thank you for watching this video. Bye. Last year in October, I had a psychosis, and in each psychosis, I see it as a spiritual battle or a spiritual journey. And so if I stop taking these medicines, I get high out of my own brain. But and so anyway, so you know that it's in psychosis, so that's the medical term, and I'll tell you what I saw, but still live with the thought that it can all be made up, but it is in a way made up, but there came some interesting thoughts out of it. So that's what you should look for. Okay. So I studied telekinesis, and one day I could do the energy from my right palm into my left palm, and I could feel it. And so I said, okay, that's proven, telekinesis is real. And where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so during my psychosis, so I studied telekinesis, it's real. During my psychosis, I was a warden. Well, actually, there were alien wardens, and they confined the worst criminals in my apartment. But they all had duty, like I think they want to observe me and create a mega transponder. And a transponder is a microscopic dot. Not microscopic, you can still see it, but they're the big ones. And they use that to transfer their consciousness anywhere in the universe, and they travel with it. It's like a body, but then a circular one. And to project consciousness in it. Yeah. And so there were many, I couldn't count them, transponders in my apartment. And at a certain point I thought I was Osiris. Well, 0.00000000000 and a whole bunch of zeros. 1% Osiris. It sparked a very big journey, because a lot of people really thought I was Osiris, and a lot of beings, and I'm nervous laughing because I don't want it to happen again. So the transponders, mega transponders, and why do I say 00000? Because the knowledge of that, obviously an alien being, that I think I understand so many zeros and 1% of it. That's probably what they found in my mind. Everybody has some of it. And, or not everybody, I don't know enough. I know 0.000000001%. And yeah, I wrote this master plan, I think during Corona, and I don't know if my history with Dan Peña was before or after that. It was after I wrote the plan or during, but it was like, I'll be a 0 and he'll be a 1, and that was a big adventure, because I got tortured for that. That was not fun. If you know remote control, or what is it called again? Neural engagement, I was a victim. But then they finally discovered I'm not a bad guy, and then it stopped. When I started to take the medicine also. Yes, but I went through other harsh things, like well, actually that was one of the scary ones, but also the least threatening. What do you mean? Like my interactions with the insectoids, they are, I would say, loving some. Uh, and I remember with the fruit flies. So I thought that the insectoids could inhibit the mind of a fruit fly and control it to some extent. And I saw like the drones, the spaceships, like the fruit flies going in and out of the third dimension. And had to look many times, but it was amazing. It was amazing. And a bit disturbing also because I saw scary stuff. A lot of visitors came when they thought I was Osiris. Oh yeah, the reason why. The reason why they thought I was Osiris is because I thought there would still be written material on me from the time I visited the pyramids, when they were still white with gold, when I was an alien priest, an alien shaman or something here on Earth, and it was during the time of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And the scary thing is, I didn't come up with this plan, but I wrote down Gaza, and seriously I thought that because I wrote this plan in 2020 or 2019, is there a date somewhere? I have no clue. 2020, around that time. Yeah, 29th of November 2020. I wrote down where is the golden pyramid top of Gaza, and my heart nearly stopped when I saw that they were attacking Gaza, because I made a typo. I meant to say Giza. Where else is a pyramid lacking a pyramid top? It's not Gaza, it's Giza. But I hope that I have nothing to do with that war, because I was visited by a lot of people also in my mind, and my vibrations or the experience I went through was so intense that a lot of other beings also wanted to see what was going on. So I hope I didn't contribute to genocide. Well, in my previous life, when I was an alien, around the time of the Mayan pyramids, I visited the Mayans, and I was a priest, and I saw them sacrificing a heart to the sun god or something, and then I knocked all the humans out, knockout with a sleeping spell or something, and I looked with the priest into the energy that they were cultivating and collecting, and I must have seen something I shouldn't have, because the next memory is me laying in a carriage being dragged away with blood on the left or on the right. I think it's my right, but I'm not certain. So when you remote view that, you're gonna see it. And you're probably gonna know more than I know. So because I can't study remote viewing. my attention span is very short. I can study it, I've done it before, but I have other priorities at the moment. But I consider remote viewing an SS tier rank skill. So because you have sight, and that's where the two circles start, you know. Sight in all these, in all the universe, that's an S tier skill. Okay, did I talk enough? Did I talk about why I made this video, that we should start from the bottom and work our way up?
Galactic Society.
Good. So, don't know if it's real or if I imagined it again. But I unlocked some of my ancient knowledge through loving many people, and one in particular. And so what I saw were all these old pyramids, and above the one that I would maintain was still an orb above it, an energy thing, and then I'll stop. Yes, technically. Oh, shit. And so everywhere there were pyramids, like not like this one, but more like the ones in Giza that are not maintained anymore, and because a lot of it is taken away, and I remember that I had I would offer my crystal body to a girl, and luckily I didn't. She like ignored it, and she got me good, and it's through love, yes. And so these concepts, I'm just discovering them. It's very powerful, but what Courtney says, like the bad ETs and the good ETs, right? A lot of the bad ETs, they've done good, because I'm never hungry. I have infinite entertainment. I have healthcare, but these are all things humans made better. Humans saw a problem and they're like, no, this cannot be anymore, we'll improve it. And I once said, like, all the good I have to thank in the world is thanks to humans. And so but later I discovered there are other beings that do good also for each other, and they're top. But what I'm trying to say is that it's a bit like how my father invented an engine, and that it's something that we kind of we need, but we never looked at it. And so it's like a solution, and everybody would be like, I would never have thought of that, or I see, why didn't I think of that, or something. And imagine this: we're on a prison planet. Our souls get recycled. We get, who knows what they do on the other side with us, and we get put, and we I think we escape at a certain point, and that we then go back into a body. But I don't know a lot about the life between life and that and life. But I know that I must believe in love and life. Yes. And so that I do. There's a lot that I don't think about, but when I watch Farsight, I get reminded of the things that happen in here. When one says we have to build from the bottom, automatically or subconsciously we think of the pyramid structure, and I think it's an old system, and what we're doing now is way better. But I had a good thought, but I forgot again. I had to turn on my camera. It's quite obvious that we still use it. That we still use the concept from the pyramid. But I don't know. I can't say I have it bad. But then again, I could say I could have had it better. And so I also one day I was so angry at the universe, like, why will I be born and forget and then start over again? What is this torment? And then a few beings came to visit me. I connected with the root of Gaia, and there was a lot of anger, and I shouted out, whatever they took from me, I'll get it back. I swear it on the universe. Now it's the second time I said that, but with less emotion. I got knocked down, I got up again. You're never gonna keep me down. But I'm careful. I don't think this log is really careful because I don't know. Farsight, am I on the ETs that talk to me? Are they the good ones? I don't know. I get so distracted that I think it's mostly because of my laziness that I didn't remote view. It could also be my schizophrenia that hinders me because I zoom like a bee, or it could be that I'm really being controlled by aliens that don't want me to learn the gift that will make sure I can look at the motherfucker who's talking through me. Like channeling abolished. Yeah, so well, and I see, because they're still talking through me, and so sometimes I doubt if I say something myself or it's some being that talks through me. It's not good for the brain either. Alright. So I was still watching Weaponizing Fraud from Farsight, the Spotlight. I had another thought that came into me. Which was, oh, it flew away. It was the neural engagement. So I think it happened to me a lot of times, where I looked for my wallet in my apartment, but I couldn't see it. And walked around outside without money, and I met beings on a basketball terrain with seats, with chairs, and I was on this adventure with many beings sticking to me, like literally through the higher dimensions, and that being vibrated, and these beings that were stuck on me, they got off me. You can see it. I think it's the dimension of the grace, and where these beings appear. Then there was also something on the micro scale that I should adjust things on the micro scale, not the deep zooming in, like the plankton length, Planck's length. It was a lesson because it was also a lot, because I watched Alobar a lot. There were people that believe in the angels and the demons, so I never was busy with that in my life. Only one time I asked all the gods like help me, I'm stuck. An angel appeared in my mind. I was on black goo, and there was a crystal that I created, and the angel said break it, and gave me a push, and it broke, and behind it were, I think, memories of me and beings. But I was in a plane where it's the sky is light and the planets are dark. It's like the opposite of our dimension. Not totally the opposite, but you could see all the stars during day. Yes. Let's farsight. Yeah, this spotlight is good because apparently I'm not the only one who saw transponders, which are like these little energy balls by which you can enter the body, and you can connect the human who inhibits the transponder and change the body movements and the body structure. Most of them always go into the brain, and I had a lot of battles clearing them out, but I lost many times. We lost many times. I don't know what happened. Maybe I'm no longer conscious of it because I take the medication, but it was hard. It was fucking hard. It's what she said. So the way you see a transponder, it's like you look. I learned this from Teal Swan, aura watching. If you look at your finger, like the edge, and within the aura, there are little dots that appear like the UFO ships. And if you want to catch a transponder, focus on one point, and through telekinesis or some other ability, I don't know what it is, transponder grows, the energy field grows when you focus on a dot. but I should practice it more. But I saw too many things to learn from. If you can see the little dots on the edge, then and they're like the smallest pixel your eye can see. And so yeah, does somebody else see this, or am I delusional? Probably. But I'm asking the remote viewers because they can see the ships. Yeah, let's continue watching. Just a note, transponder is something, a technological device for receiving radio signal and automatically transmitting a different signal. But for me, I never knew the word, and when I saw these energy bubbles, the word transponder was said a lot in, like, transponder gone, transponder open, and these things. There were code names and all these things. Oh yeah, so I don't know if it was before or after I've learned about transponders, but I went on a journey within my body where I generate a vast amount of these transponders. And at one time, some being influenced my water. I drank it, and my feeling was like boom, like my body shutting down. And then a mega transponder got pulled out of me, and in a circular one, like energy, and then also once I was walking through the street, they pulled out yeah, transponder, like they say, that was in my body's shape, which was I almost passed out, but they said, like, we're gonna transcend you, and I feel bad, and then I felt like I knew this moment was gonna happen since the beginning of the universe. That's how I felt. So no, it was more like I can't explain it. Yeah, and on Farsight, Dr. Courtney Brown said, like, they are not willing to do game, because I want to make a video game, and where you like have the abilities to fireband, rock band, or telekinesis to the extreme. Then I would give a chance to learn it, so that the people are excited to learn something they thought was previously impossible. So or either I misunderstood it, what Dr. Courtney Brown said, that's not what he meant by game. I don't know, I don't know a lot. But thank you for watching this video. Bye. So I'm still watching Farsight Spotlight Weaponizing Fraud. I'm watching it for the second time because there's a lot of ideas that I that I've experienced similar, that are yeah. So Courtney says, like, there are doctors that go chase of UFOs. Chase UFOs. They're interested in the subject, and they are under a lot of scrutiny. But I'm a schizophrenic. I don't deny it, and I was in the hospital, and I have videos of UFOs flying by, And so I said like, okay, I'm gonna show it to the nurses, the video. And I say like, here, you see the dots zooming over? And they said like, yeah, I don't believe you. You've edited the video. And I said like, well, guys, if you don't believe with clear evidence showing, then you are schizophrenic. You can change your mind. And so but that doesn't mean that just because I see a little bit more that I don't have the disease. I clearly have it. You can see it like this. My spiritual powers are so sensitive that it's all at once, and of course you can't. One cannot handle all of these things. I remember I was watching a video of another schizophrenic woman, and she said like, I've changed my DNA, and in pranic living, the skill to live off prana and not eat and drink anymore, he says the same thing. He changed his DNA to be able to feed off prana. And when people say these things that sound schizophrenic, I've experienced a similar thing. So the strange thing is that it's like a divide, like a gap. And I came from the scientific side. So like, I don't believe it, show it to me, prove it to me. And I had to prove it to myself, because nobody's willing to spend so much energy. Well, there are some, but yeah, okay, I lost my train of thought. I have something interesting. So Courtney says like, when there is truth, in my own words, when there's truth being spoken, that could endanger the bad ETs, their business, and their obviously well running prison planet. It reminds me of Owen Cook, Tyler Durden, from the book The Game. And it's a company that helps people in self-development, and they do a lot more than picking up chicks, but they've learned a lot of social structures and stuff. And also I saw that company grew, and a lot of the shadow banning, I think, is that we don't do like the doctors that get successful, because I thought like you can sell anything and still be successful. It depends on how you sell it. For example, my website, I thought there were 8,000 people every month, but it's mostly bots. There's like maximum seven people that watch my website, but it's also because I don't do a lot of SEO. So that's like the old system, SEO, and going to social media, all the social media, and posting your project there. What I wanted to do is that every time Farsight brings something out new, I post it on my website so that I help a little bit, and so because it's better if it's talked about more, then the skill will develop faster. And I really like it. I think it used to be a skill for nobility remote viewing, and I think that because I'm not certain, and that it's been kept very secret, and because it's kept secret, it degrades, because you don't have it flourishing because a lot of people are researching it. Same with pranic living, and what used to be criticized a lot, Wim Hof method, but these people they are really good at commerce, at selling their gifts, and I noticed with farsight, that there is not a video that says like this is what is possible with remote viewing. You can see in the distance. You can find your loved ones back. You can see the Buddha, but that we know it because we watch the projects, but there is not like one dream video, so to speak. And I think if that is there, then it gets better, and also you can make money with UFOs, like merchandise. Like I would wear a farsight T-shirt, and each time I explain a skill, I would wear the merch of that person, of the skill teachers. Yes. I will do it one day, and that is like giving a demonstration of, for example, remote viewing. I think there was an experiment once with kids that could remote view, and he was filling out the test, and he looked into the book in the other room and wrote down the answers like that. And so I thought like Owen Cook, that they do public speaking, and that is that you make a meetup and you demonstrate a bit like hypnosis or like remote viewing, and you demonstrate a bit what it does. Because there's always new people on Earth, and so there has to be like an introduction, because I'll check, but on farsight there isn't one. There is a lot, and I find it good because I can recognize like, yeah, this is the shit. but to use the transfer. So every time I have a psychosis, I can see it. It's all clear to me. The world's a mess, and I see the light. But the way I behave is not in alignment with the messed up world, and so I don't know. I'm not. I don't see that clear anymore. But every time somebody has a psychosis, they interact with with the bad ETs. So the because you're an easy victim. I watched this video once of a guy that studied telekinesis, and he said like they are coming for me, they are shutting me down because he was sharing it. But something changed in these years, because now it's kind of allowed to talk about these spiritual gifts. And yeah, I thought like when I was in a psychosis, I thought like, yeah, I see it, I see what's going on. You're being controlled by entities, by beings and ISBs, and you can't even notice it. But I said that in my mind because I can't say it out loud to a person. For example, my friend Bas, he googled with AI Dr. Courtney Brown, and he said like that there was a bad thing that happened, and many years ago, and that he's a fraud, and he even let the AI make a podcast for me to talk me out of it, to talk me out of remote viewing. So I the problem I have is I can't convince a single person to study what I studied, and I think that's why I wanted to make the video game, to ease everybody into it. But the best way is still diving into it immediately. Like, you got the skill, I'm gonna learn it and see how good I get. So if I work it out in my mind, I don't know, I take it very serious what Courtney says. Like, we don't want to do game, the credentials game. Do you mean like my idea that I gonna make a video game and let people study these skills? It'll take years to make because I still have to learn how to program. I don't know. Is the system corrupted or something? I don't know. But so for disclosure, you have to know a few things, because first of all you have to believe in reincarnation, and that you visited this many times, and that you're on the wheel, or on the recycle thingies, so that this is not the first body you've inhabited. And also, so that can be proven if you just go to past life regression hypnotist, and it takes a while to go through these layers of realizing things, because it can't happen like this. It can, but for those who are already ready. And then with remote viewing, we can actually find back our loved ones. So we see where they are and where they get reincarnated. And if you build further on that idea, you can even create institutions that look back at a person being born and say like that was that person in that life, and these are his patterns and his belongings and his knowledge. I'm gonna do the knowledge part because I want what I want to build is actually with cryptocurrency that you put your book on the blockchain and that you save the password, and then when you get reincarnated you can have your knowledge back and you can continue building on it. So that's with remote viewing, but that will be for the future. And I don't know about the bad ETs because I can't remote view yet enough. They're mostly good that I channel, but some of them are really dark entities. So each time I come closer to the truth, I'm still being influenced. The thought leaves. When I come close to the truth and I'm about to say it, they do a thing in my mind and then it goes away. So I see it like this. The bad ETs or the ones on top of the pyramid want or lose or energy, and so it's a whole planetary business that if one person realizes it, it could endanger the business. So they'll do a lot of things to prevent it to being spread out. And because the company, the world would function differently and they'll lose power. So that's not a good thing. And no, and for us too, because if we get angry and we rebel against the system, they'll do more effort to shut it down. And we are given a little bit of freedom and not a lot, but that will also they'll take it away. So I always thought it's like my father. My father is an engineer, and he discovered an engine that works on gravity. And so he had to go to the king of Belgium, and he said father of the librarian of the Golden Library, you have to be careful when you invent something like that, because a lot of oil companies and other energy infrastructures, they'll get angry that they don't earn anymore. So you come to me for protection, and I'll lay it out in different steps. And I think that we all want the same thing, to prosper and to have a beautiful life. And where do we meet middle way? I don't know yet. Maybe one person will see yes, that's it, and they'll blow our minds. Yes. And in the worst case, where we can't meet a middle way and that we actually have to demolish the structure, I just hope that we don't lose our knowledge, because the the elders, the seniors, and they know a lot of things that are necessary for even if we have to abolish the current structure, that are necessary for the new structure. Because I think I heard it from Farsight, but if a civilization breaks off from their masters, their slave keepers, they'll copy some of the things they've learned in the past, and I am a librarian, and I notice that a lot of knowledge gets lost, not during the abolishment, but during this time in itself. If there's one crazy person, he says like, I see something you can't, please listen to me, and they're like, yeah, sure. They inject them with antipsychotics, and it's usually because they endanger the current infrastructure. And I know I had a dream once where I met a god, and I could have 3 wishes. The first wish I wished was that there is world peace. And he said like, no, you can't wish for that, because that question has to be transcended. There is some kind of peace already. It can get way worse. But there is a certain level of peace, and to reach higher, you have to work for it, I think. That's what the being tried to explain to me. But the second wish was that everybody was immortal. And so I went into a simulation where everybody was immortal on the whole planet of Earth. And at first everyone was celebrating, "Hooray, we conquered that!" And but soon after, the people were scared, and civilization stopped. Because people that got wounded didn't heal, and they kept on living. It was a mental torture. And so that was not a wish that could be completed, because we already have a bit of immortality, and also it has to go in steps. It's what the being said to me, or the god, or whatever. And the third wish I wished for was for an alien invasion. I said like, fuck it, I can't figure it out that people hold each other's hands and they say, you're my brother and my sister. We live under the same blue sky. Let's work together and put our differences aside. So I couldn't figure that out also. And so I wished that the aliens would come, and that because I thought like, if they have a common enemy, the humans, they would put all their anger into that. I didn't think a lot of that third wish. So I wish something else now. I wish that we just could see our past, or the more we go, we can remember, the better we can predict the future. And also, so you're here, and if you remember before birth and you go deeper and deeper, the life expectancy and the quality of life also improves uh, in the future. So I don't know how to make people immortal. Actually, there is I don't know if I can say it, but I'll try it anyway. There are centurions and older than 125 years of people that walk the worlds, and it's not impossible to live physically immortal. I don't know how to do it. I'm not really a healthy person, but it's not impossible. Yes. And so I just wish the best for humanity, and I think that if humans are finally out of their depression of I'm gonna die one day and I have to work I have to work a lot and I can enjoy only life if I go on a pension, and then I'm too old to enjoy life. If we could uh, have more freedom in our job, like if a person says like I really want to do this, and out of their free will they say like okay I'm gonna do it, and I invent a new science or something, and it would be better than the current way that we choose a job, because most of the time it's out of necessity, work to live, eh? and, uh, and some companies do live to work, but that's only if you have your passion or if you're really desperate. Yes.